Ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, I'm here. Got a little time today. What's going on, everybody? The Big Time Show is in the house. We are here, gathered here again today. Talk about this thing called the Dallas Cowboys, who, as always, are in the front of the NFL team news, as always. What else is new? Nobody don't want to talk about the New England Patriots. Nobody don't want to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, y'all. Nobody don't want to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. ESPN don't start off talking about the Arizona Cardinals. They don't talk about them. I mean, they got training camp too, right? They got rookie mini camps going, right? Have you seen any mini camp news about the Arizona Cardinals? I ain't seen the camera there. Have y'all seen it? Anybody talking about the Seattle Seahawks? I'm just trying. I mean, ESPN, Fox. Is that all y'all hearing? Do y'all have different stations that I don't have? I mean, I got direct TV over my house. I got Fire Sticks. I got on my Fire Stick. They say I got 6,000 channels. Don't ask me how. I pay a little service. You understand? On my Fire Stick, and I mean I can't watch that much TV. I mean I'm trying real hard to try to find some news right now about the Chicago Bears. Is there any? Welcome y'all to the Big Time Show. I'm trying to figure out why we the only ones talking about it. I mean, is that all Stephen A know? Y'all help me. It's Freestyle Saturday. Y'all hear me. I'm gonna let y'all have it today. Y'all produce the show. Everybody hit the like button if you don't mind. I'm gonna speak to everybody in a second. I'm presently sharing. That's why I really ain't moving on. I'm just doing a little small talk right now. I'm wondering, is there any other NFL coverage other than the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, are we the only team that got a brand new wide receiver? I mean, good Lord. Are we the only team that just got a new offensive lineman and a running back? Are we the only ones? Why they want to hate on us all the time? I mean, I'm just saying. I know it's ratings. I understand. I do. I understand. I'm just trying to figure out why we can't rest like everybody else. Can we just talk about football? Can we be excited over our acquisitions like every other team? I'm just. That's why nobody don't want me. You know, they're gonna let me stay right here on Facebook and YouTube and everything else. Cause see, I asked the question, man. Look, I understand ratings. I understand y'all gotta, you gotta have a strong opinion and a stance. I get all that. Good Lord, it's 31 other teams in the league. Certainly, you could talk about. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles are the world champions. Have anybody heard anything about Philadelphia yet? Anybody other than they went to the White House and Saquon Barkley is real, real friendly with the president, obviously, or whatever the case may be. And Jalen Hurts didn't show up at the White House. I mean, that's the only thing I done heard from Philadelphia. That's it. I ain't heard nothing else. I'm just wondering. All right, let me speak to everybody because I'm through. Let me get on my little tirade. Let me go. John, what's up? Chris, how you doing, sir? Joe, what's up? Miss Verdi, yeah, I got a lot of channels. I got a lot. I do. I have a guy. He has his own service on Fire Stick, and on it, I ain't gonna, y'all have to inbox me so I'll tell you about all that. But got movie channels, all that type of stuff. You can hook up your Prime account, all that stuff. I have live TV, of course. You're streaming, of course, so you're a little delayed or whatever. At least right here. I get all of the. I get all of the NBA games. I get all the NFL games, the Sunday ticket. I get all the baseball games, all the hockey, whatever sport. I get it. All the movies. I mean, let me just stop. Y'all want to know about it? Y'all got to inbox me. All I can do. End of that discussion. Marlon, my brother in the building. Robert King, yes sir. Joe, I think I spoke to you. Yeah, Chris, you're right. Nobody ain't talking about the Minnesota Vikings. Nobody talking about that. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's just us. This is what they do every year. And we're here. All right. Appreciate all you guys. I hope you guys will share. Hope you guys will like the show. I still got one more share I need to do. I got one more share I need to do. So forgive me. Actually, 2 more shares. Okay, let me see here. Y'all are producing the show, okay? I may even open up the call lines today, all right? I might do that actually rather early. I ain't done it in a while, so be prepared for that. I'll put it up in maybe just a second or so. But in the meantime, I mean, I got a couple things I want to say, but y'all put in what y'all want to talk about. It's freestyle. Put in what you want to talk about right quick, and I'll take an attempt at it. Just go ahead and put it in now, and I will go at it. All right? All right. We got that part out the way. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. My son had played basketball this morning, and they were in the semifinal game. They are in the championship game now. That is tonight at 6 o'clock. So I'm, as usual, he has me on the run. You see what I'm saying? So he has a championship game tonight. I'm excited about that. Of course, he is tonight. It is like that. Miss Verdi, thank you for your question. You already know it, Miss Verdi. I think you're just trying to get me to talk. But for those that see, Miss Verdi is a John Jones. What's up? Miss Verdi is a very knowledgeable Cowboy fan, and she's right now the acting producer of the show. She already knows the answer, but maybe you don't. So she's telling me. See, I need to give Miss Verdi my number where she can talk to me in my ear right here. So she's directing the show right now. I thank you, Miss Verdi. Miss Verdi just asked, who is calling the plays this season? That would be Coach Brian Schottenheimer. We'll call the plays. It's kind of like, don't get confused by the offensive coordinator, who is the coach that came in from Arizona. His title is offensive coordinator, but it's just like Schottenheimer last year and Coach McCarthy. It was Coach McCarthy's offense, and Coach McCarthy called the plays. I think that is the same roles that we're going to see now with Coach Schottenheimer and his offensive coordinator. Forgive me, my brain just lost, and I forgot the offensive coordinator's name from Arizona. If you don't mind, help your boy out and put his name in the chat if you don't mind. I would appreciate that to help me be accurate on that. Forgive me, my brain ain't working right now. So you know how that goes. If you don't mind, do that for you, boy. Hey, Tamika. Got that right. Tamika coming in on fire. Her comment. And that is the truth. Marlon, what you saying, Marlon? I'm trying to read. I hope Pickens has a huge season, gets a $30 million contract with some other team, and get a comp pick. Comp pick would be a 3rd round pick. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me see. It makes sense what you're saying, Marlon. There's a lot of people already. Clayton Adams, thank you. Clayton Adams is the offensive coordinator from Arizona, but he will not be calling plays. This will be Schottenheimer's, way to go. I'm glad, and opposed to the way Mike McCarthy started with Kellen Moore, I'm glad Schottenheimer comes in pretty much running the show offensively. He don't have to, share play call. He's not forced to just be a head coach. He gets to do what he does best. So I believe Clayton Adams will be doing the same thing that Schottenheimer did with Mike McCarthy. Schottenheimer was listed as the offensive coordinator, but he did not call plays. I'm quite sure he had a tremendous role, but he did not call plays. So Marlon brings up an interesting point that is worth talking about. You do realize, for those that do not know, that if Pickens leaves Dallas next year, we get a comp pick. And Marlon is right on target with it. It probably will be that third round pick that we traded him for. So a lot of people may want that, and let's be realistic. If Pickens comes in here and goes nuts, which I think a lot of people think that's going to happen just because we put up all these numbers with bad quarterbacks. Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback at all. It'll be the best quarterback that he's played with. You would think, or an injury, that he would have a monster year. And let's clarify that a little bit. A monster year may mean, not CD type numbers. If he gets 75 catches, over 1,000 yards, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns, that's a monster year for him. And what it would show is consistency. As much as people talked about him and say this and, in a negative way, when you look at his numbers, that can't be denied. So if he has a monster year, he's going to demand a high price. And I just don't see Jerry Jones myself now, unless it's really they really want to desperately win. I just can't see Jerry paying 2 wide receivers $30 million. It took him a long time to get to this point, but to pay 2 receivers, CDs at 34, come right behind and pay Pickens, 30 plus, $30 million. I just can't see that. However, there is one thing, Marlon, and everybody else, that needs to be considered. I think they're playing this chess-wise. Another option. See, if the Cowboys go crazy, I'm just saying, if they a top 5 offense, and let's say they number 1, and they scoring dang near 30 points a game, and you see the offense is working, and you done gave Dak Prescott 60 a year and CD 34, you go ahead and get a Pickens. What that tell me is you finally are admitting that you're trying to win now, which is what the Cowboy fans have always wanted. And your chances of winning now increases if you keep the band together. Now, I know you can't pay everybody. I get it. There is a way that we can get 2 years out of Pickens, and I think they may be thinking this. And that is this. Franchise tag. You don't want to go long term, okay? You can rent them for another year. Let him play this season at $3 million. Well, it's $3.65, I believe, that he's getting paid this year. Last year of his deal. You will have the rights to him. You may put the franchise tag on him. You'll get 2 years out of him. If this offense is electric, they may need to keep this young 24 years old? You might need to keep this guy. If he makes that much of a difference in your offense and he's that valuable, you might need to consider the franchise tag. And I know we don't want to get whatever the franchise tag is for wide receivers, it might be less. Well, let me see. Is it the top 5? So that's Jefferson, CD. Is it St. Brown from Detroit. Higgins just got 30, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever the average is, top 5 in the position, that's what the franchise tag will be. So we're talking at least minimum 27, maybe 28 and up. I don't think the average is 30, but it's got to be close. And please don't act like the Cowboys won't do it. They did it for that at the quarterback position. So let's not forget that. I would love to get is your comp pick. See, while you're trying to win, I don't want to start over. You got this kid. I know that he's gonna be on his best behavior. Everybody worried about all that. I'm not at all. So I expect him to be pretty good this year. Then you're gonna have to make a decision. You either gonna pay him long term or you gonna let him walk. Or if he's about that, Marlon says the average is about 33. Is it? Did I name? No, I know you looking it up. Is it? Give me. That's right. Chase got 40. Yeah. So I forgot about Chase. Chase, CD, Jefferson, St. Brown from Detroit. It may not be Higgins. It may not be T. Higgins. It may not be, but I know T. Higgins just got paid this year. So I don't know who the top 5 guys are, but whatever that average, you're right, Tyreek. Thank you. Y'all helping your boy out. At least I named 4 of them. So everybody I just named is over 30 million. So if you did franchise him, you're going to pay probably what you were going to have to pay him per year long term anyway. I'm just saying that is an option as well. I'm not saying the Cowboys will do it. I'm just saying that is an option. You may not have to let him walk right after that. Because if he does what I think he's going to do, he's going to, hey, it's only right. He's going to have to get paid. It may not be with us, but he's going to get paid somewhere. If he does what I think he's going to do, he is going to get paid. He cussed my brother in the building. Because you naturally negative now. You know that. I've been around you too long. You're naturally skeptical and you're naturally negative. You won't be satisfied, just like a lot of Cowboy fans, until the Super Bowl trophy is in our hands. Other than that, you don't quite see it. And I get it. That's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of years. There's a lot of years since 1995. I get it. But they've made progress. The front office did their job this offseason. They did. If you were to grade this entire offseason, trades, free agency, and the draft, you really can't give them a low grade at all this year. They've done what they could do with what they had. They made impactful moves. They had a pretty good, impactful draft. Free agency is free agency. They have the talent, as they pretty much always do. It's just a matter of staying healthy, which is a question mark, and get things going. This offseason, Jerry didn't get in the way. I see what you're saying, because but see, you can't charge the past, Jerry, the years with this year. He hasn't done anything wrong. Not to me. Not this season. And I'll be the first one to crush him. That he hasn't done it. He has not gotten in the way. This was a Schottenheimer draft. This was. This was a Schottenheimer draft. Will McClay. Steven and them did not really get in the way this time. You would know it. Now, the only thing, if you want to call it, the Pickens move, I believe is solely Jerry Jones. But I like it. This got Jerry Jones written all over. The Pickens did. I don't think Schottenheimer, as much as he talk about leadership and, leaders as guys, that's what the draft is all about. All the draft picks are leaders on their teams and good quality guys like that. Pickens doesn't match. The descriptions that Schottenheimer gave out. He just don't. That don't mean that he's a bad person or anything. It's just that he doesn't match what we've heard, the type of descriptions that he has or what he wants on his team. That wouldn't be Pickens. That's why I said I believe this is Jerry Jones, without a doubt. But I like it. And the reason why I love it so much is because everybody said we needed a wide receiver too to go along with CD. And a lot of people pointed toward the draft. People got mad when we didn't draft wide receiver too, when he was right in front of our face. Golden was right there. But it was a Schottenheimer draft, and Schottenheimer wanted Booker. And since you've heard Booker, you see what he's all about. Everywhere he's went, he's dominated. He's a bully. He's mean. But he's a high character guy. He's a leader. And that's the kind of guy Schottenheimer wants. He wanted to impose physicality. That was his first pick as head coach. A physical type guy. That's what he wanted. And he got it. And I believe Jerry said, okay, I gave you all what you wanted. We are missing. We don't want CD. We don't want everybody loading up on CD anymore. So let me have this one. You got all these draft picks. You got that. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit more firepower. And I don't see why the kid is not a problem. If you listen to some of the Pittsburgh people, they said that he's not a problem. He's never been in trouble outside. He ain't Antonio Brown the way everybody trying to make him to be. He's not Antonio Brown by no means. You don't hear anything about him off the field. The only thing you see is him a highly physical. Does he need a little bit more control of his emotions? Sure. Will it cost the team when he gets a little antsy and physical and get penalties for grab people's face mask? Yeah, he probably will. Yeah. Yeah. He wants the ball. He pouts if you don't get the ball. What wide receiver don't pout? I mean, come on now. The list is endless. We got guys that's in the Hall of Fame, got gold jackets who were diva receivers. And if they didn't get the ball, they pouted. They went to the press. They did it all. They did. I ain't got to do it. I mean, it's too long of a list. Probably if you my age, all them great wide receivers that's in the Hall of Fame from our era. I mean, I ain't talking about the ones that won Super Bowls. I'm just talking about the wide receivers that were. You know who I'm talking about, the great ones. Jerry Rice is from our generation. We grew up with him. Jerry wasn't a diva. Jerry didn't have to be a diva. He got the ball. Bill Walsh made sure he got the ball. Yeah, that's why he the greatest receiver of all time. I ain't talking about him. Marvin Harrison was a very quiet receiver from Indianapolis Colts. He was going to get the ball, so I ain't talking about him. But your Chris Carters, your Terrell Owens, your Randy Mosses, your Andre Risons, I was going to say Sterling Sharp, but Sterling got the ball. Brett Favre made sure he got the ball. All those great receivers from our era, they all were divas. Let's not act like George Pickens is the first one. The first diva we done seen that had a little attitude problem and all that. Please, let's stop that. If he's that horrible to a team, then the Cowboys will get rid of him. They will. He only costs $3 million. That's it. He's cheap this year. If he's that bad, you get rid of him. No harm, no foul. Not on our part. It will hurt Pickens, because everybody gonna say, wait a minute now. He was with Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin gave up on him. Then the Cowboys got him in a contract year where all he had to do was just be a good kid, and he messed that up. Things ain't gonna be in no rush to get him now. If that happens, I doubt it very seriously. Well, let's not get fooled about it. I done pass, but let's just be honest now. Y'all trying to make this kid out to be like he Antonio Brown. He ain't that. I don't know it, Kush. He could say this, and I'm going back to your earlier comment. He says talent has never been an issue, so the Pickens trade means nothing to me because we've been here before. I don't know, Kush. I don't know about this one. I'm talking about strictly talent on the field. Amari Cooper was good. Amari Cooper was great. And of course, we got to see it on the field, but this dude is different. He's different. Because he is a number one wide receiver. I mean, whether he was, maybe because he was the best that Pittsburgh had, and Pittsburgh really didn't have nothing else. Nevertheless, he was the number one receiver in Pittsburgh. So we got a guy with number one type qualities. Amari Cooper was that too. You know, the jury's still out, but let's see if we can get a couple years out of this guy. Because we haven't really never had two number ones. Even when CD was a rookie, he really wasn't a number one because Amari was. We ain't really had two number ones at the same time. Even when his second year, I don't know, you know, of course CD got better, but he wasn't the unquestioned number one. This right here really is two number ones playing together. I don't know if we ever had it like this. Now, you say, can we hit another gear when it comes to playoff time? Well, it's a long way to go before playoffs. Got to take care of the regular season first, so enjoy the ride. Just can't skip to the playoffs. Got to get there first. And your last comment, culture is the problem. Well, you got a coach so far doing a fine job at creating culture. So far. From the time he got named coach, named the head coach, up until this point, I believe everybody will give Schottenheimer a tip of the hat and say he's doing a fine job so far. He's talking the talk, and then his draft shows that he's walking the walk. You got to start from somewhere. Now the veterans will be in a few more weeks or whatever with the rookies, and then here we go. So I'm not, so far so good. That's all I'm gonna say. Got a long way to go before the real story get told, but as for now, doing a fine job. William Keel says, are we better than the Eagles and Commanders? G-Man had a great offseason too. NFC East would be tough. The answer to all those teams is we got to wait and see. Paper ain't never won no games. You got to see it on the field. We got to see it. You know, the Giants are going to be a serious problem for years, which explains why you draft the way that you drafted. You better have your O-line intact. I mean, can I interest you in the Giants' 2 defensive ends? Thibodeau, and you know, I'm sorry if you didn't watch college football last year, but my favorite guy in the whole draft this year was Abdul Carter. I was hoping for some type of miracle that he lasted. I mean, I knew it was highly unlikely, but I wish Abdul Carter would have failed to Dallas. Oh my God. But that's what the Giants had. And that's 2 young guys that's going to be there for a long period of time. I'm talking about, they keep them together. We talking about the next 7 to 9 to 10 years. Both of them are in their 20s, early 20s. These are 2. If you ain't seen it, I mean, I ain't got to explain to y'all. Y'all know who Abdul Carter is. Y'all know how nasty he is. This is what we got to deal with. I'm just talking about the Giants now. They just a quarterback short, and they drafted a quarterback. So you know what I'm saying? So, if Dart eventually turns out to be something, and all they missing is another running back, get them Malik Neighbor or somebody, on the other side, or get a good tight end for them. Hey, the Giants will be there. The defense is going to be, defense is going to be pretty good. So you got to deal with that. Washington has Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is a football coach, a great defensive football mind, a great defensive coach. The defense will be there, but they found the gold mine, Mr. Daniels, who you figure by now is going to be a problem for the next 10 years. We beat them, but, Washington is gotten better. They went and gave him Debo. If Debo can stay healthy, look out. Debo and Terry McLaughlin, that's a nice 1-2 punch. Hello. That's a very nice 1-2 punch. If they can stay healthy, that's everything. If Washington can stay healthy with Debo and McLaughlin, I'll take it. I'll take it. See what I'm saying? This is what we got to deal with. I ain't talking about the running back, Robinson, and that. But the scary part about Washington is that their quarterback is on a rookie deal. So they're going to have money to go get a whole bunch of weapons before they finally have to pay him. That's what makes them scared. They got money. That's what's scary about Washington, is that Jaden Daniels is on a rookie deal. That's the most scary part. You see how good he is. He's only going to get better. Then Philadelphia, I mean, what else can we say? They the world champion. I don't think they're going to fall off a cliff. They still got the best offensive line in the game. Right? They was the best offensive line last year. They still have Saquon. They still got AJ. They still got Devontae. They still got Goddard. They still got a real good defense. So, I mean, I don't expect them to fall off the cliff. So, yeah, we got, you better draft right. Because really, the way I'm looking at it is this, y'all. If you can stay afloat in your division, this division, oh, you probably will be playoff bound. The NFC East is very capable. I feel, it's just me, I feel can put 3 teams in the playoffs. I can see that. I can see it. I'm just telling you the truth. So, we better draft right. We better draft right, because everybody, you know what the narrative is. You see how quick the narrative changed? Everybody was saying, well, the Cowboys are probably third best in their division. Washington, Philly and then Washington and then the Cowboys they're going to go no better than third. Then we get Pickens and then all of a sudden, here we go. It changed. They quit. Well, I think the Cowboys are better than Washington right now. Just they quit. It's amazing. It's amazing. So the NFC East is going to be a problem this year. You got to buckle up your chin strap real good when you play an NFC East team this season. It's gonna be rough. But I think we got enough. I think we can most definitely compete without a doubt. When you got this type of talent on both teams like this, it really gonna boil down to who gonna make the play. Ain't gonna be but a separation, of maybe 3-4 plays. When you got teams this good, they can score. You know what I'm saying? Washington can score. Phil, of course, can score. And I have no doubt in my mind this year, Cowboys will be right up there scoring too. So who gonna make the play, the critical plays at the critical time? That's what separates you. So we'll see. The grass and the season gonna answer those questions. Are we better or not? Yeah, it's right. They got Scatterboo. You see? They're just a piece. The Giants got Scatterboo. They got Dart. They got Malik Neighbors. They got a defense. Hey, they just gathering the pieces. I don't know who their tight end is. They still need another wide receiver, 2 over there to help Neighbors out. They just gathering the pieces. They ain't expected to win the Super Bowl. So in the meantime, they just gathering pieces till it's really time to shine. E-Kush, again, I don't know what standard that you want, but they shine this offseason. They did what they usually do. They went out and got free agents for depth, as they always do. They gotta fill out a 90-man roster for the preseason before they trim it all the way down to 52. So you knew that was coming. They got to fill out the roster. So they signed all these little, pick-pack, crackerjack free agents like they always do. And then they load up and put all the eggs in the basket for the draft like they always do. But they fooled us this time a little bit. They don't usually do a George Pickens type move. They usually don't do a Stephon Gilmore trade. They usually don't do that type stuff. But what it shows is that they know they got to do something if they talking about really competing. Everybody else got weapons, and we started talking about the draft and developmental plan. No, you got to catch up. That's why you go get a George Pickens. Because you realize, okay, everybody weaponing up. Everybody. Except us. We got to get in the fight. So to be honest with you, I'm grateful for Washington. I'm grateful for Philly going to get Barkley. I'm grateful for these teams that load up like the Packers did this year. Go get a Matthew Gold and you give Jordan Love another weapon like that when he already got plenty of good receivers as it is. You go get him another one to the Houston Texans when they ain't got 2 wide receivers. They already got wide receivers. Already got them. She loading up. I'm glad the Cowboys finally caught up. I believe that their philosophy is still intact, but they know they got to get some real impact rather than just getting, some. We got to get our depth. It is what it is. So they did good this offseason. I give them an A. Free agency, draft, trades, I give him an A. Yeah, Chris Gillespie, see, this is what he's saying. He said, see, I don't know what team he likes, but it's obviously not a Cowboy fan. He obviously has a team in the AFC North. And he's saying he's glad he's gone because he know he's a problem. JB, good observation. He says, I just think Dak is not the right QB for Pickens. If I'm not reading your comment, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at them. I'm not going to comment on every one of them. However, not trying to trick you, but as you should know by now, if you've been following me, if you want your comment highlighted, then you got to use probably that super chat button because I've always acknowledged people who want to, patronize it, and I figure I owe you a highlight your comment just in case if you wonder why I ain't done it. I'm just picking them out. So forgive me if I didn't get yours, but if you want it, you can do the super chat. All right, JB, you make a good point because everyone knows Dak's style, quarterbacking, mostly timing, and is mostly short to medium throws. He can throw deep, but he's not a gunslinger type quarterback. He's more of a timing type guy. Slants, comeback routes, choice routes. That's Dak's really his whole career. So your statement makes sense. However, the only thing I can say that I think is factual, JB, is Pickens reminds me of Dez. And I didn't think that Dez and Dak clicked too well because Dez is a certain type of receiver. And at the time, at that particular time, Dak was not the quarterback that he is now. So everybody knows that when Dak, if Dez is covered, everybody knew still throw him the ball because he's going to come down with the ball. He's going to do something. And, when he's quote unquote not open, he really is open. Maybe Dak didn't trust. Maybe he didn't trust CD. Dez like that, or he didn't trust himself. But years later, I am saying Dak is not that Dak Prescott like he was with Dez Bryant. He's better. And so Pickens' strength is going down the field. So I think that you're safer now bringing that type of receiver in Dak because he will get them the ball. And, Michael Gallup, that's all you see Michael Gallup do is go downfield for deep balls. Came down with a whole lot of them. Well, just count this as another version of a Michael Gallup. And Dak did throw the ball to Michael Gallup a lot with over-the-top type, throws. And, of course, Michael Gallup did the usual slants. He did the comeback routes, did the stop routes. He did all that. Pickens can do the same. And I think Pickens is better than Michael Gallup ever was. So, again, we will see. Dak is a better quarterback than what he was with Dez Bryant. Pickens kind of reminds me of Dez. Just a faster version. But the same traits. Go up and get the ball, contort your body all type of ways, just come down with the ball. He reminds me a lot of Dez. But Dak is a way better quarterback than he was when he had Dez. Way better. So that's what I'm dependent. I think that's factual. So we'll see. I'm just going down. E-Block, how you doing, sir? I don't know if you're still here, but appreciate you. Exactly. See, this is the part. See, this is the part. Jessica, I think I said it, but I said it nicely. And what Jessica said right here is true. I see, y'all wanted a wide receiver too. You got one. It's just no doubt about that. And yet we still poke holes. That's what Jessica's saying. Look at her comment. Yeah. You know. It ain't nothing ever gonna be perfect. You know. A lot of people want it, you know, a lot of people say, man, I've seen people say, man, I didn't want Pickens, okay, but I wanted Ted McMillan. Well, unfortunately, Carolina picked him before we got there. And Dallas wasn't going to move up. You know how much they would have had to pay to move up to get to where Carolina was? That wasn't going to happen. Just those 4 spots would have cost us a whole lot. You ain't getting Ted. Why we got to get Booker? Why we got to get Booker? We had Matthew Golden right there. We could have got our wide receiver too. Ladies and gentlemen, who's better, Pickens or Matthew Golden? See, right there. Right there. Right there. As of today, is the kid who ain't never played a down in the NFL, is he better than George Pickens right now? No, he's not. I answer it for you. I ain't gonna let you have a chance to get smart. No, he's not. Well, he's a rookie. He's on a rookie deal. And he can grow. Y'all act like Pickens, you act like Pickens 38 years old. He just 24 years old. Ain't that young? His contract, we're only paying him $3.65 billion this year. Then he can go. Sound all right to me. I mean, come on now. I don't want to start over, but, you know, it was a smart move by the Jones family to go get this kid. Brilliant move. Brilliant. Don't sweat off your back if he don't work out. If he costs too much, you get a comp pick. It's a brilliant move. Brilliant. Brilliant move. I don't see no problem with it. I don't see no problem. I get it. Jessica, you're right. The Cowboy fan will never be satisfied. There's always something with us. I'm just going down the list. And this is the bottom line, what I said when we first did it. Out of everybody complaining, the holes, or whatever you think, we ain't done it. Here's the bottom line. Brian Thompson, you must have heard me say it on the previous show. The bottom line question is this, y'all. Did the Cowboys get better? Or do you think they got worse? It's one of the two. Or I guess you could throw in they remain the same. It's one of the three. That's the question. When they traded and got picked, I mean, I think they got better just in the draft by themselves. I mean, without Pickens. But with Pickens and the draft, did the Cowboys get better? It really ain't a hard question. And I understand everybody not going to be unanimous with their answer, but I guarantee you, did they get better? I believe a whole lot of people going to say yes. If you know football, and if these guys get on the field and you see the product, you know what I'm saying? They're formidable. They got, it's just no question. They got better. Anybody say they not, I don't, you know, hey, maybe y'all see stuff better than I do. The only way I think they not going to be better unless they injured. That's it. If these guys line up on this field, they're going to be better. Now, you know, to what tune is that? to what level of wins is that? I don't know. I'm gonna say it again because people be swearing up and down. I say we going to the Super Bowl. I ain't never said it. But I know that we should do some damage this year. And I will. Now, I start making predictions about the Cowboys, but I'm going to go ahead and say this because I know Jerry Jones is going to have this expectation, and I have it too. This team should make the playoffs. It ain't no question about it. There ain't no question. None. I know we got, injuries like we were last year, hurt us bad. I agree. If that happens, then I may have to change it, but tell me who injured at the time. I mean, this team is way too good. Be talking about barely making it in. Do I see double-digit wins? Why not? A double-digit could mean just 10 wins. See, if I say double-digit, somebody will say, well, he's thinking they're going to win 13, 14. I didn't say that. I think this is a 10-win team. 10-plus win team. It's just too good. The stress that this offense, if healthy, that this offense will put on defensive coordinators is going to be crazy. I see you, JB. JB says he don't agree with me. That's just right. JB says they'll be 6-11 before. I guess that's what he's saying. They were 6-11. Then after the draft, after they pick up Pickens, he gives us 2 more wins and say we'll just be 8-9. Let me put it this way: if the Cowboys are 8-9. With this team, this offense, then Schottenheimer need to be a one-and-done coach. I'm saying that. I have expectations now. I'm saying playoffs. Does that mean I say we one and done and going to advance to the divisional round? I ain't say that. I certainly didn't say nothing about no NFC Championship game or Super Bowl. I just feel like this team should be in the playoffs, whether that's winning the division or whether that's a wild card. It's just too good. You don't put a roster like this together and then be talking about, if we make it. No, that ain't the expectation. Ain't nobody in that office is saying that. Nobody in that office is saying anything about if we make the playoffs. My coach in here, I see you, Coach Breedlove. Coach Breedlove say NFC champions. And it's some that's like JB, and then there's some Cowboy fans that's just like Coach Breedlove. That's the spectrum right there. JB says 8-9. Coach Breedlove says NFC champions. That means the Super Bowl representatives. That's what that means. What Coach Breedlove is saying. I'm not going neither route. I'm just saying they're supposed to be in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. I have that expectation, and y'all know me. I'll be here every week after every game. If they playing like trash, I'm saying somebody ain't gonna make it next year. If you go 8-9, you let Pickens walk. That was a waste of time. If you go 8-9, you probably need with this team, and if people pretty much stay healthy, including our quarterback, and we go 8-9 with this team, then next year you may need to start really thinking about okay, who is the guy that's gonna succeed Dak Prescott? It'll be time then. If this team go 8-9, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, my brother here, Kevin. So let me say this about the running game, because a lot of y'all went with me. See what Kevin says. Kevin says if our run game is what I think it would be, we're going to be hard to stop. Let me ask y'all this question. And Coach Breedlove, since you here, Marlon, you a coach. I coach, and if you coach ball before, and on any level, you qualify. But if you don't have to be a coach, but I'm just saying understanding game. Here's my thought. If you agree with me, cool. If you don't, I don't mind you challenging me at all. But here's my thought. When you added Pickens to this team, is not the strongest part of your offense now your quarterback and your wide receivers? It's not the running game. And right now, it's not the offensive line because we haven't seen it. We don't know if they'll maul, push people around. We don't know that yet. We hope they do. Well, we don't know it. But right now, today, isn't the strongest position on our offensive team? I mean, I might as well throw the tight end in there too. Well, let's just say it like this. It's our passing game. It's not the running game. Now, I'm going somewhere because Kevin made a great comment here. I'm going somewhere. So, coaches, y'all help me now. If that is your strongest point or your strongest group on your offense, and the old saying is get your best players the football, right? Then why are we really believing then if they just finna run it? Because if you just trying to turn it all the way over to a Derrick Henry type running team, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You ain't bringing George Pickens in here to block. You ain't trying to tone down CD's numbers. You trying to keep his numbers. That's the engine that stirred the offense, right? So Kevin makes a great point here, and I've been saying, even before the Pickens trade, but definitely after the Pickens trade, is that your strongest parts on your offense was your quarterback and your wide receiver. It never was the running game. They didn't run it enough for it to be the running game. That's even with Ezekiel Elliott, a healthy Ezekiel Elliott, and a Tony Pollard. We didn't run it enough then. We were passing all over the place. When we had Amari Cooper, and I know it was Kellen Moore running the show, we all know he pass happy. We know that. Last year was just a mirage because you had Saquon. They made sure they gave him the ball, but that's not Kellen Moore the way you run offense. Y'all know that. They went with the strength of the team. They made a decision. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup are the strongest points of the team, and Dalton Schultz at the time as a tight end. That was the strong point of the team. We got to pass the ball. And I'm trying to say, like, good Lord, we got Pickens now. We got CeeDee. We got Jake Ferguson. I mean, that's strong. So here's what I was saying. I was saying this about the running game. I believe that it's going to be a pick your poison type of offense for defensive coordinators. You're going to try to shut at least one thing down. You ain't going to be able to shut all this down. It's too much firepower everywhere. So I don't see a lot of teams as a defensive coordinator. I don't see a lot of teams playing single high safety like they did us last year. I don't see that. What I can see off the top is a two-shell high safety look. In other words, the safety stay back. You don't load up the box at all. because you don't want Lamb and Pickens to beat you. You don't want to be one-on-one really with neither one of them. You may double one person, but you're going to go one-on-one on the other side. Whichever side you want to get. I'll take my chances with Pickens going one-on-one against any quarterback. Any quarterback. I'll take my chances. Or if you want to double up Pickens, then I'll take my chances with CD going one-on-one. I'll take also my chances with Jake Ferguson in the middle, who I think is going to have his best year this year because the attention is going to be on CD and Pickens. And the middle of the field, there's going to be one-on-one everywhere. Whoever playing the slot, that's going to be one-on-one. And, you know, I think that Ferguson is going to have his greatest year. So you got to watch how you play us. So if they're running a two-share high look, hear me out, coaches. Y'all know where I'm going. That means you got a light box for the running game, 7-on-7. There ain't gonna be no 8-man box. Because if you go an 8-man box, you definitely leave one-on-one on both sides. And you don't want that with CD and Pickens, man. You asking to get destroyed. So you're not gonna do that. So they're gonna get a light box. And I believe that we have good enough running backs right now that can run well in a 7-man box. That's just my thought. So you're going to have running lane. And if these guys block the way everybody think they're going to be able to block, then we really finna be cooking. I'm just saying. I believe the Cowboys, to make a long story short, will be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. So if they want to run the ball, they can get 4-5 yards a pop. That's what I think is going to happen. But make no mistake about it. Your strongest point of your offense is your quarterback and the passing game. And they got to get the ball. Jerry Jones, and that's what Jerry Jones may come into play and let everybody know. Like, man, I didn't pay CD Lamb $34 million for him to have only 70 catches for a season. I ain't paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year just for him to bag up and hand it off nonstop. No, sir. That ain't getting my money's worth. So I think it's just gonna be a mixture. I can actually see the same things that I saw with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. And that is the lead back may get, 14, 15 carries, and the number 2 back may get 4 or 5. That's 19 put together, 19 to 20. And you might get one in, another back in, and may, get a touch. Touch is as far as catching the ball. All that counts to me. No, it's not a carry, but if Blue come in and get a screenplay, two screenplays, that count as touches he got in the running back hand. Look out. That's what I see. I believe it's gonna be better than handing it off to Zeke and he just run it up the middle for 1 or 2 yards. I believe that's gonna be better than that. Whoever the lead back is, I just feel like it's gonna be better. Because that's what we were getting. Zeke up the middle, 1 yard, 2 yards. That's it. No explosion. Put Pollard in, give him the same play. Pollard would get you maybe about 3 or 4. Sometimes would bust it every now and then, but it was a better yard per average than Zeke was. That's what I expect out of all the running backs. I expect Javonte Williams to do that. I expect Blue to do that. I expect Sanders, or if he makes the team, Sanders may be one of your pass guys. Put him in a screen game. Look out. And Miles, we'll see if he still run. We'll see. I don't know. I just think that it's a pick your poison type offense. Whatever a team want to take away, we can handle it the other way. That don't mean we finna turn into a grind out football team. It's just too much talent to just lock yourself in talking about we just gonna hand the ball off 30 times a game. It ain't gonna happen. Dak Prescott is gonna throw the football. You don't bring a Pickens in and don't take advantage of it. Come on now. Y'all know better. It'll be just like the Miami Dolphins. You got Tyreek Hill, and then you got Jalen Waddle on the other side. And you talking about we just gonna run the ball 28 times a game. No, that's not the strength of your offense. Not the strength. You gotta play towards your strength. Even though Kevin is right. I'm just saying, it ain't gonna be like what we think it is. I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. I'm just going down the list. Yeah. 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 I'm so far behind. I'm back on that part where I said, did they get better? So, see here. Appreciate this. Somebody said I look like an old D-Ware. Thank you. I'm 52 years old, you know. I don't supposed to look like I'm 20. Good thing, and I think Shane follows him. I see this. Caught up now. Get my microphone back right. Don't stay. William says shot at play calling, game management got to be on point. Yeah. I agree. But that really ain't the issue to me. The issue is the old thing that has plagued this franchise, no matter who the coach was. That is penalties. I don't care who the coach was. We had the same issues. Penalties. Holding. Defensive penalties. That's been one of the major problems for us. Whoever the coach was, is that. So the question is, okay, can we knock that down? Because usually when we get behind the sticks, we was in trouble. But see, if you get behind the sticks now, it's a little different because of the addition of Pickens. So you can play behind the sticks now. You don't want to, but I'm just saying if we got to, we can. We got weapons. That's the reason why we can do it. Schottenheimer is to go back to Williams, Schottenheimer is primarily a running game play caller. But that's what he did in Seattle. But here's the thing. Schottenheimer, obviously since he's his first head coaching / offensive coordinator job at the same time. Let's just be truthful. He's never, as offensive coordinator of Seattle, he's never had this type of talent on offense. So I don't know what kind of coordinator he is for this group. I know what he was for Seattle because Seattle predicated toward the running game a whole lot. They did that. And they had the running backs, had some real good running backs there, and they was a play action team. And they had a quarterback at the time in Geno, who not only I think they had Russ then too. A little bit they had Russ, but you didn't. At that time, they let Russ, I don't know how long he had Russell Wilson. So I really can't say that. Forgive me for not being accurate on that. I don't know how long he had Russ, but there was a point in time where they kind of game managed Russell Wilson. Then it transferred to letting Russ cook. That's where they got all this stuff. Where Russell Wilson was dominant, with his, they let him have the ball, put the ball in his hands. So I don't know how long it's been, but he's been primarily a running game guy. But he ain't never had this type of talent, so we don't know what it's going to be honest with you. Shane then come back and say we need to slow down before we get high expectations. Let's wait and see how Shotty coaches first. I'm sorry, Shane. I'm out there. I'm sorry. You don't put this type of team together and don't have high expectations. If you would have got me Pickens, I would have said, okay, well, we got the same type of team we had last year. We just got a better line, probably a better lineman in Booker. But is that enough to move the needle? And I probably say, no, we're just going to try to. Well, then I would have said, okay, Shotty's going to be a real, run heavy first type dude. But when you get a Pickens there, yeah, I got expectations. I do. Don't ask me what it is, but I said it earlier. I expect minimum 10 games, wins. 10 wins. I expect that. Anything else would be bonus. If you give me 11 wins, that's bonus. You can't have this type of team. And see, here's the funny part. And here's the reason why I'm saying this, Shane. Because see, if they go 7-9, we'll be calling for people's head, because basically what you'll be saying is you expected more. So whether you want to admit it or not, your expectations are up there. Certainly you're not looking at the way this team is built and saying we're going to win 6 games. You're not saying we're going to be 7-10 again. You're not saying that. See what I'm saying? You may not want to put a win total on it, but certainly your expectation is not to be talking about we're just going to win 8 games. No. There's expectations. Mine is that they should make the playoffs. The talent level is too good. The roster, I know they got to play together. I know we got injuries to deal with eventually. I get all that. I'm just going off the roster that they have built now and the possibility of some folks coming back. When you add God forbid, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it should happen. I don't think Overshawn, even though he tried his hardest to say he's coming back this year, I don't think they should let him play at all. I think they need to give him a whole year off and let him heal all the way through. So around this time next year, he's 100% go. That's what I feel like. I think it's way too early. I don't think, I just don't see it. As far as Diggs go, if Diggs is not 100% right, you don't need to rush him. You need to sit down too. If this kid Ravel, he just hurt himself just not long ago. Well, guess what? If his knee, you can't play with ACLs. I'm sorry. I don't care how advanced they are. Look, if he's not ready, you gonna put him on the pup list at the beginning of the year where he'll miss the first, 6 games or so? That's plenty of rehab. Look, don't put these kids out here too early. Cowboys are notorious for that. Putting guys out there too early when they're not ready. We can't have that. We don't want to further injure people than they already are. Man, forget Overshawn. I can wait for him. I can wait for Overshawn. Would I love to have him? Yeah, because that's another weapon on defense. A serious weapon. But it's not crucial. JB says no more excuses for Dak. Well, You can't say that. You know, your defense got to be playing. It's got to be a team effort all the way around. I ain't just going to put it on that. I got the expectations for this offense. Marlon said something good. Love that, Marlon. Got a problem, though. Marlon says that I think the strongest part of the offense is the interior three on the O-line, and he's talking about DB, Tyler Smith at left guard, and then he's saying Booker at right guard. On the O-line, not wide receiver and quarterback. You only got one problem, though, Marv. You ain't seen it yet. So I can't say they the best. I have seen Pickens against NFL talent. I have seen CD, and I've seen Dak. I haven't seen Booker play. I got an idea of what Booker's gonna do, but I haven't seen him against the best defensive tackles in the world yet. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen him punish Jalen Carter from Philadelphia yet. I haven't seen it. If I see it, then I give me liberty to come back and say, Marlon, you right. But I haven't seen nothing. You ain't seen it either. So until I see it, I'm gonna stick with Pickens, Lamb, Ferguson, and Lamb and Dak. I have seen that. Well, I ain't seen Pickens with us, but I've seen him in Pittsburgh with hardly a good quarterback. So I have no question. I got to see it first before I stamp him like that. And I believe that before it's all said and done, when Marlon wrote here, I believe that's going to happen. I really believe it. I think Booker is going to be, it won't happen this year. I don't think it will. But I can see Booker possibly being a Pro Bowl guard this year as a rookie. I didn't say he's going to start. I'm just saying I can see that. I believe he's going to be that dominant. I don't think he's going to be no all-pro. But I can see within the next 2 to 3 years that he will be an all-pro. I can see that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Booker make a Pro Bowl this year. I think he's going to be that good. I haven't seen it. I'm just going out, and that's what Marlon's doing, just based off what we've seen from his tape and how he's dominated everywhere he's went, from high school on up. He dominated at Alabama, and half of the guys that he's going to be playing against, they came from the SEC. He whipped them. So, until I see it, though, that's when I'll stamp it. Miss Verdi, thank you, Miss Verdi. Miss Verdi is absolutely right. Let them guys sit down. What's up, Justin Kitchen? I see you, brother. Thank you for popping in. All right. I've talked long enough. All right, I'm going to do this. Some of y'all got it in y'all phone line. Y'all phone contacts. Appreciate all y'all in the chat. If I didn't get to it, I apologize. Let's see if I got it here. Been a while. There it is at the bottom. 901-654-6853. That's my call-in line. Phone line is open. Y'all got tired of chatting. So I'm gonna let y'all have your voice now. You can call in right now. Talk about whatever part you want to talk about. Hopefully you'll be talking about some of the stuff we talked about here, but it's Freestyle Saturday. I don't want to talk about no other team. I'll say that. I don't. That ain't my style. Unless it's the NFC East, I'll talk about them. In opposed to, what they're going to do with the Cowboys or something like that. Other than that, I ain't for all that. But the phone line is open, y'all. Y'all can call in 901-654-6853. 6853. You got it. If not, I'll talk maybe about one more thing and then I'll get on out of here. You can call in right now. I ain't even looking. Okay. I'm looking. I appreciate all y'all. Listen, I need your help. Will you please hit that like button for me? Do your boy a favor. That's how we get in front of more people's faces. When you hit that like button. So I need all the people that are in here. If you don't mind, if you're on Facebook, smash it like this. Give me about 20. I just did 20 with my thumb like that. I did it in less than 3 seconds. I saw you, Marlon. I'm here to call you right back. I'm here to call you right back, Marlon. I saw you call me. Like my fault. I'm calling you, Marlon, just in case you're looking. I'm sorry I didn't have it on. Y'all forgive me. But now Marlon probably calling me. I tell you what, Marlon, call me back. I'm gonna hang up again. If you're there, call in again. All right. Everybody hit that like button again for me. Hey man, I appreciate everybody rocking out with me. We're starting to get closer and closer to the fun part of the year. Training camp is coming quickly, and this will be this is what's going to answer the questions. That when training camp get here, a lot of questions going to be answered. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I'm going to be honest. You know, it ain't really a lot of spots on this team to make the team. I'm serious. You know, I'm serious. It's really, you know, we're going to have to make some adjustments, but I'm saying, like, a lot of the offense is already set. The only question is, how many running backs are you going to carry? You see what I'm saying? I mean, the wide receiver position is pretty much set with a cut here and there. You know, Turbin is going to be on this team. Tolbert is going to be on this team. I'm going from the bottom up. Mingo is going to be on this team. That's 3. Yeah, you got Pickens and Lamb. That's 5. Like, it ain't really a lot of spots for wide receivers other than, you know, you're going to save some because they're going to be on the practice squad. Your Jalen Brookses and, you know, those type of those. I mean, there ain't a lot of spots. All right, I think I got
Call from
there it is.
Marlon.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
There it is. All right. I got my brother in the building. Known him for a long time. Oh, Jesus. 30-some odd years, I believe. Got to be. It's earlier than that, more than that. Probably over 40 years.
Close to 40.
Is it 40?
Think about it. That Parker Village football.
Oh, my God.
That was before high school, right?
Damn.
So,
We've been together for a while. So this is what
you 52?
I'm 52. You what, 53?
Yeah, so it's been, I'm 52. No,
Okay.
52. No, it'll be, close to it.
Jesus.
It may be 40 years this year. I think that's about 12 or 13 years old. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
If y'all, I ain't done it in a while, so if y'all can hear my caller, this is Marlon in here. One of my best friends in the world here. You just heard 40 plus years, got to be. So let me know if you can hear him. I know I can hear him. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can hear him. Marlon, Go ahead. I'll let you start. I'll just comment on whatever you talk about.
All right. So we had a private conversation. We don't want to get too much into it, but we had a private conversation, I think, a couple of months ago, where I told you, I guess this was whenever, I said a couple of months ago, it may not have been quite that long, but this was basically however long it's been when free agency started. I felt like, this certainly was before the draft, we were a worse team. So I'm just going to use our record. I guess Parcells once famous and said, you are what your record says you are. Mm-hmm. I think the Cowboys were better than a 7-10 team last year, but as Parcells said, you are what your record says. The reason I say that is, if you take a look at it, Pittsburgh was a playoff team. So we can use ourselves against them as a measuring stick. They our team against us. I think we saw how that went. The Bengals were not a playoff team, but they were pretty good, and we can see against them, we were a block kick, and I don't know what we botched up after that. The game was won. We took basically the beat, took it from the jaws of victory, I guess, the other way around. Mm-hmm. And as far as I'm concerned, the Cowboys beat the Commanders both times. And it was onside kicks and all kind of stuff. The way the game ended was kind of fluky. And they benched basically the rookie of the year and went with the backup. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't game plan for him. But if you take a look at it last year, I thought, we were 7-10, but I think the Cowboys were probably, if you look at the Bengals, the Commanders, the Cowboys were probably good enough. If they had decided, hey, at the end of the year, we're going to continue to play everybody, once we were out of the playoffs, I think they just kind of let go of the rope. The Cowboys were probably at 9-8. Maybe even 10-7 quality team if you look at it. Plus, keep this in mind, I think Parsons missed, 5 or 6 games?
Yep.
And we saw what kind of team we were once Parsons came back. So you got to look at it this year from last year. You got Dak back a whole year. I think we all would agree that Dak Prescott gives you a better chance to win than Cooper Rush. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we would say that Michael Parsons gives us – Lawson was good. Lawson was good for us last year, but I think we would all agree that Parsons and Fowler give us a better chance to win than Lawson and what's-his-face, the defensive end that left via free agency this year, kid from Iowa. I forgot his name. But anyway, we brought in players. Chauncey Golston, right, yeah. So, and plus, even if you had D-Law, which I know he's gone, but to me, that's not that big of a deal because we didn't have him for most of the year, no way.
Yeah.
So if you take a look at where we were last year on the defensive line versus where we are this year, and just the players you got back, I think overall, and I told you, I think that we were a worse team after free agency kind of ended. I thought we were a worse team. But now that I've seen the draft and I've seen the players that we brought in, and I've seen what we did do in free agency, and then with the acquisition of Pickens, I think that we're probably a better team now. I told you, I argued with you. I was like, hey, I think where are we better? Now I think we are better. I think that you're better. You're better at wide receiver, which is significant because I think your receivers are going to make the quarterback better. Mm-hmm. And I think being better at quarterback and receiver will make the running game better. I think you will find it difficult with Pickens being there. It's going to be difficult to play an 8-man box against the run. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to keep a safety over the top. I think you're going to see a lot of 2-deep shell against this team. You're going to see a lot of 2-high safety looks. Yep. And for, I don't know if Coach Marv is listening now, but if you're in a 2-deep zone with safeties playing on the hash, you're not, just from a numbers game, you can't have 8 in the box. There's 2 safeties deep with 2 corners on the outside. That leaves 7. And if you got a 7-man box, and if this interior of the offensive line is what I think it is, and I hear a lot about in and pool type scheme, you don't have to be great at running back. I don't think we were great at running back last year.
No.
But I do think there was one thing I wish, and I have no idea why we just didn't bring Rico back. It wasn't like we couldn't afford him and he was asking. Well, maybe he was asking for $6 or $7 million, but he didn't get it. Mm-hmm. If we had Rico back, plus the addition of Blue, and that gives you some explosiveness on the outside. I hear Rodis always says that he thinks Ferguson's production is a function of Dak. When Dak went out, Ferguson just fell off a cliff. with Ferguson being back, we've seen what he can do. We know what CD can do. And to be honest with you, it's really not even about the production of Pickens. It's the threat.
It's the threat.
It's the threat. It's really the threat. If Pickens goes on a deep route, you got to account for that on defense. And because of that, that dictates what you can do on defense. And then because of that, it will allow us to do some things in the running game. I also believe, and I don't know this, and I guess I need to sit back a little bit. You say you want to see it first. I have not seen it yet. I tell you, I have not seen it yet. But based on what I believe and just the way they talk, I believe that this new staff is going to be far more committed to the run.
But let me stop you right there. I will trust. I haven't seen it, but I will trust your eyes simply because you coach. You're a coach. So your eyes know talent. Your eyes know what kind of transfers from college to pros. So I'm saying that's why I came back and said that I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't be surprised in the first 4 to 5 weeks that what you said will be true. And saying that the best part of the offense will be the interior of the offensive line. And I'm giving you that credit because, of course, I know you. And then I know you've been a coach and you know what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I was talking about there.
Sure. Now I appreciate the difference, but I want to remind everybody of something. There was a game. Maybe this must have been Dak's rookie year. We were playing Seattle. I believe it was a Saturday night game. It was late in the year where they loaded the box to stop Zeke, and then we went over the top to Dez. And then they double teamed Dez with a safety over the top. And then Ezekiel Elliott ate. And it got to the point in the fourth quarter, they didn't know what to do. Yeah. If you put your hands up, we're going to give you a body shot. If you bring your arms down, we go into the head. And I think I really wish we had a better running back than what we have. But whoever's running the ball, I just think that having Pickens there, the ability to throw the ball deep and the ability to run the ball, I think is going to be transformative from a talent standpoint. And not only that, I think we forget because we've not had great backs, but Dak's one of the best play-action pass quarterbacks in the NFL. We just haven't seen, like McCarthy wasn't a big play-action guy. Yeah. Here it was a little bit, maybe that was the function of Ezekiel was in his prime, and I guess the play-action game has more of a threat when you got the threat of a great back, and we haven't had that. But still, if you're running the ball, even if you don't have a great back, if you're running the ball effectively, defense is going to have to bring and make some changes. They got to bring an eighth guy down, and they got to do something. When they do that, you're giving yourself man-to-man coverage. Now, I want to say this, and it's your show, but I want to plug somebody else here. If you guys get an opportunity, I want everybody to go and take a look at the breakdown that Skywalker Steele did yesterday. Just look him up, Skywalker Steele. Take a look at the breakdown that he did yesterday when he got into the analytics. Pickens is, I think, the number one receiver in the NFL on deep routes. Basically, if you don't even know football, when he goes for a bomb, a deep bomb is a low percentage play. Mm-hmm. If you can connect on a third of those, you're doing good. What I would do with Pickens, I would say at least once a quarter. Let's just say something like that. At least once a quarter, so 4 times a game. I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to take a shot down the field. We talking about a 40 to 50 yard pass. I want to take a shot down the field with Pickens. And if you just connect on one of those, once a game, you can connect on a 30-plus yard play. Mm-hmm. And you combine that with our ability to get. Now, here's the thing. I want you to look at, we're talking about complementary football. If you combine our ability to be able to play quality defense and to run the ball and to make plays in the passing game with our ability to kick the ball from distance, you're just about saying the Cowboys, every time our offense comes onto the field, we should be to get some points. If we could just get around midfield with our kicker, we should be to get some points. I really believe that with the addition, we're looking at being back up where we were, something close to 30 points a game. We had a big drop-off this year. I don't remember what it was, but I know our points fell out. We had multiple years in a row Or are we 1 or 2 in the NFL and scoring every year, and we were up close to 30 points a game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Top offense in the game a couple times.
All right, so now we're still talking complimentary football.
Mm-hmm.
If you can score like that, if you can score points like that, then here's where it really. And when you talk about our pass rush, and you start talking about you brought in Fowler,
Mm-hmm.
you drafted Easy from Boston College, and obviously you already had Parsons.
Don't forget about Sam Williams. Don't forget about Sam Williams.
Absolutely. If you give Dak Prescott a lead where we can run the ball and lean on those interior 3 that I talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a lead, and the other team is in a situation where they got to pass, and we know they got to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! I think
It's gonna be trouble.
that's where if Parsons can play on a defense where we know our offense has the lead, and he don't have to worry about any run responsibility, just go sick him.
It's gonna be a problem.
I think that. Well, I'm not predicting that the Cowboys are going to win the division, but I do think this. If we take a look at it, and I don't want anybody to get it twisted, but don't ever forget this: Dak Prescott's records head-to-head against the NFC East, and especially the Eagles, is good. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl. I give him credit, but they don't usually beat the Cowboys. I think that will be much closer to what we've seen in the years past, where the Eagles and Cowboys are more of a draw and a split. And I think the addition of Pickens changes everything.
Yeah. Awesome comments, Marlon. I appreciate you, brothers, always.
All right, Bishop. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, man. All right. That was Marlon Haynes. You know, he used to do exactly what I did, but he did it years earlier. He was actually on a radio station, talking sports and stuff like that. I don't know. He just don't have the time now. He's also a guy, I can say this because he's my friend. He needs his own show. He's just like Coach Marv. Matter of fact, him and Coach Marv played together in college ball. If you know Coach Marv is an alpha type guy that gonna get his point out, and he gonna do it. And I brought all that up to say this: Coach Marv, whether your guys know it or not, I wish he was in here so he can drop it. He's finally done what we've been talking about. And Coach Marv has his own YouTube channel now. He's just starting. I think his first video is coming out tomorrow night. So it's Coach Marv Real Talk for those that are looking for it on YouTube. If you guys are subscribed to it, somebody put it there. I know I did it. I subscribed to his channel. Coach Marv finally has his own channel and he gets to dominate. Him and Marlon are cut from the same mold. They ain't gonna let you talk. Shit. I'm just telling you, that's it. You say I just lean back and let Marlon go? Cause he ain't gonna, it's just how they are. I mean, it is what it is. I don't mind it because they knowledgeable. That's why they need their own show. They can't be, those are the type of guy that can't be co-hosts. Yeah, Verdi. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it in here real quick. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. I need everybody once I find it. I think I got it with I signed up and did it today. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it and share the link. Share the link in the chat. Hopefully it's here. I don't see it. I'm looking at it. It's not Real Talk with Marvin, y'all. So I don't know how I can find out who I just subscribed to. Maybe somebody can help me out real quick. But I just got Coach Marv. I wish he was in here. I ought to call him and tell him get in here and put his thing in here. Let me see. I'm gonna find it. Gotta support my guy, man. Coach Marv, Coach Marv is gonna be outstanding in this. I mean, everybody know him. Everybody respects him like that. I think he would be outstanding at this. So we want to go and get him up to his 1,000 real quick, and his once you get 1,000 people to follow you on YouTube, you can start getting paid for it. So I'm gonna try my best to help Coach Marv out. If that means I gotta, Coach Marv is good with everybody. I mean, he's good with every content creator it is, so he wouldn't have no problem getting people on his show. You know what I'm saying? He just wouldn't. And I can't see where I've got them. So. There it is. Thank you, Marlon. Marlon, put that in the chat, please. Put that in the chat. I need that. Marlon, my brother, he's helping me out here. Copy that link, Marlon, and put it in the chat, please. If you don't mind. Thank you. I need everybody, once Marlon puts this in the chat. I'll do it. Think okay, I got it. I want to do this for Coach Marv. He's always supporting me. Oh, thank you, Coach Breedlove, for the $5 cash app. Thank you.
The point in the fourth quarter, they didn't know what.
Thank you. So I'm going to comment and put this in here. There it is, right there. I'm about to put it in. All right. Right there, y'all. I need everybody to help out right now. I need you to put this in. If you got it in the chat, this is Coach Marv's YouTube channel. I need everybody to go subscribe. It's right there. If you can't get it from the screen there, you can't get it from the screen. It's in the chat right there. I need y'all to help my buddy out. We need to get him to 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. I think that with us in here, everybody knows him. We should at least get 30. He should get at least 30 subscriptions off the top right here with this show, right off the top. Normally I say 30 because I see 30 people in here. And if you're watching this a little bit later on, if you're on Twitter, you see that there. If you know Coach Marv, those of you that are on Twitter, please help our brother out. Do us that favor. I'll close the show out with that. I don't mind pumping up other people. They pump me up. I'm well over. I'm getting ready to get up to 3,000 myself. So I'm good. I ain't with the big boys. I ain't with Law and Botch and Boss quite yet, but I'm on my way. How about that? So let's help out Coach Marv, man. Coach Marv is going to do great in this stuff. Very knowledgeable, has coached the game, knows the game, does film work. He's a real coach. Marlon, who you just heard, watches film, knows. He got a coach's eye. They do this. So, when you get guys like that, those are people that you can listen to and follow and support. Man, I appreciate you, Joe. I try. And then, for Coach Marv and I think as Marlon is 52, but they're older than me in months. So Coach Marv is stepping on out here, 52, 53 years old, whichever one he is. I think that he ought to attract our age group. All of my followers pretty much are older, 35 plus. I don't have the young kids. Really ain't 35. It's really 40 and up. And, I guess because, we older, nobody want to hear all this young stuff. I think that's what it is. So same way you guys that supported me, I hope that you would do it for Coach Marv. And I probably need to go and sacrifice myself and be the guinea pig and let him come on here and he just dominate my show. So just so we can pump him up and get him his followers up real quick. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to reach out to him and get him to come on here and, let him have tell you what his show going to be about. What angle is he going to come from? You know what I'm saying? What's going to be different about his show than everybody else's, all that type of stuff. Need to bring him on here. And then, of course, we're going to talk ball. But I need to get Coach Marv on here and see where he at. I almost want to call him. I do. I almost got a little time left. Let me call this man. He trying to act funny. See, that's what happens when you get your own show. Now you don't want to show up. See what I'm saying? Yeah, Coach Marv do me. I'm finna bust him too. Show him finna do it. I don't care. Yeah, man. I'm trying, big country. Memphis ain't following me like the way they need to, though. And I'm right here in Memphis. I appreciate you, big country. I don't know what happened to my folks. If Memphis ought to be with me and Jerome, Mr. Cowboy Nation, they ought to be with us. Jerome is from there. I'm calling Coach Marv right now. You flogging. Stove to call him. No, Matthew, I don't see another trade. I can see a signing, but not a trade.
Hello?
Coach Marv.
What's going on?
Man, you flogging, man. See, this is what happens when you get your own show. Now you don't show up on the show like you used to. I'm pumping your show up right now. We live.
Okay, I'm live. I'm on your show right now.
You on my show right now. You don't know.
You called me when I just got in the house. I'm glad you called me, man.
I called you.
I didn't even know you was online.
Don't worry about it. Just see, when you had your show, see what I'm talking about? When you had the show, when you didn't have the show, you had it on your phone, notification when I was coming on. Now you got your show. Now you talking about, I don't even know you coming on live. Boy, you killing me. But Coach, I got you on here. I got your channel link in the chat right now, and I'm trying to throw everybody. And I got some people on here saying you got some subscribers just now. So I'm trying to pump you up on there. Just go ahead and tell me. I'm gonna give you the dance floor. You'll close out the show. Just tell everybody about your show and tell them what you're gonna be doing with it, and then tell us about what you're thinking about Cowboy Land real quick.
Yeah, I'm starting my channel. I got it, going. I did my first. I'm gonna release some shorts of my first video tonight. Coach Marv, Real Talk. I mean, and when I wanted the title to be Real Talk because I don't get into that fantasy football world of trying to get player after player and stack all the deck. It's always gonna come down to some stuff that football people can see. Sometimes the fans don't see. But that's where I want to be. I want to be real about what I talk about. Hopefully, people can learn some stuff about football. But they show, football has been a very important part of my life, and I think it's a microcosm how your life goes, man. You can take a lot of lessons out of building a team that translates into our life, in all type of ways we deal with stuff. So hopefully, if I can get this going, there's going to be some other shows that I'm want to start because I'm just not just a football guy. I'm a sports guy as well as I want to get involved in just talking some general talk with some people in my area that got some very interesting things that they've got going on, just to get people in tune to what's some different things going out there, some positive things that's going out there, man, that's going on. So I hope people look at this video is kind of long what I got coming out, but it's focusing on the real things that we need to do about culture. I think I saw somebody post that you posted on the feed, the Facebook feed, that somebody talked about our problem was culture. And it's not about players. You don't have as many Pro Bowl players as we have had, Big Show. We have had more Pro Bowl players, more all-pro players. There's only one team, I think, Kansas City, maybe about one or two that they've had in the last 5 years. So you don't have that many really good players like we have gotten here, and not say you have not even gotten to a championship game. There is a problem with culture, and that's going to be a very important thing. So my show is going to touch on that, and it's going to touch on the hottest topic that's going on right now. And the hottest topic is about Pickens. And I think in the title of that part of the show, the video that I'm doing is Pickens. Is he's going to be a team fit, or could he be a potential problem? And that's the bottom line to what Pickens can be. He can be a great acquisition because he is very talented, but he has baggage. Because talented players like that to get traded, there's something else is going on. And can the environment of the Dallas Cowboys be good to control that? That's almost, I always say sometimes that's like adding spotlight on the stuff. It don't need the spotlight. The sun don't need a spotlight. So I want to make sure that and I'm going to touch bases with all that, and it's going to break it down, and I think it goes over a lot of the stuff, the complex stuff that we talk about. It's not about X's and O's. Big Show, I think the Cowboy Nation, I think we need to kind of calm down a little bit. Because I hear now we're talking about, well, we need to get Nick Chubb, we need to get this place, this person, that place. I don't think they understand that we got a numbers game. You can't have 7 running backs, 15 wide receivers, 4 or 5 run techs, and say, oh, we're going to be able to get all them in, and we're going to be able to evaluate all them, and we just throw them over to the side, so if somebody get hurt, we can just pick another guy and put him in there.
That's that fantasy football you talking about.
That's it. So you got to be able to, and then if you're trying to get all these guys with so much talent, and I say you want to get talent, that's not no doubt about it. You want to get talent. Yeah. But if you're trying to get this and you feel like you ain't got to, you don't have enough. Yeah. I've always was under this philosophy. Yeah. When I have to continue to get my coach more and more and more, what is he doing?
That's a good point. Good question.
So,
Coach, save all this for your show. You know, folks gonna want to hear this.
Well, that's. I know you probably got some commenters out there that we talking about Chubb, we talking about this guy, talking about that guy. Yeah. But like I say, calm down, Cowboy Nation. I think we have done an excellent job in 2 categories, and this is not on the show, but I think about it now. Well, but 2 categories we have done an excellent job, Big Show, and I think it's bigger than Freaks.
Oh.
One, we changed this whole coaching staff out. That's going to be a key. Yeah. We don't understand how important that is. Yeah. Philadelphia got to the Super Bowl. I would tell people, Philadelphia got to the Super Bowl.
Coach. Go ahead. See, when you got your show, you just fell up on your 2nd episode. Don't give it to them yet.
Oh, I already got
Don't do it. I know they want to hear it. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's here. You can see the chat. Scroll up in the chat. His link is there. We trying to pump up Coach Marv and get him quickly to 1,000 subscribers. Every subscriber help. Let's make sure that we follow his show, and then you'll be able to get and hear what Coach Marv said. I'm gonna be listening. You should be listening and do all that. Coach, I'm gonna let you go.
One thing though, Coach. I want to say this one thing.
I told y'all he got to have his own show. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I want to thank you, and I said this in our video, but I want to thank you personally. Yeah. I want to thank you so much, man, for giving me the opportunity for many years of just being able to call into your show and to freely talk to you in your show and give my opinion. And it has been a blessing to listen to you and all the things that you have done and the growth that you have done and the dedication that you have put to the Cowboys. Regardless of family adversity, health, you have still been loyal to the Cowboy Nation. And that is the important thing. And if the Cowboys can take your culture and your dedication and your commitment, and they can infuse that into that locker room, we got enough players to win 2 or 3 Super Bowls back to back.
No doubt about it. Appreciate you, Coach.
Man, I appreciate it.
Listen, Marlon Haynes said hello.
Yeah, man. I tell Marlon, I got to give you a call, man. Me and Marlon got to talk. Every time we talk on the phone, man, we talk 2 or 3 hours, though, man. So
y'all
I can't call him late.
That's because y'all don't know how to be quiet. Both of y'all. Y'all cut from the same cloth. You know that.
Man, we gonna be checking this. Hey, Michael Vick, that's gonna be. I am gonna talk about Michael Vick on one of my shows because, hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, we excited in Norfolk State to have Michael Vick and that type of stuff going on in Norfolk. But it's a glorious time in Tidewater area. And I was just in the barbershop today, and those guys in the Tidewater area, Big Show, they stay together. The Michael Vick, the Alvin Iverson, the Aaron Brooks, all those guys, man, even the Bruce Smith, those guys are all from the Tidewater area. Even the late Pernell Whitaker and all those guys, all those superstars down there in that area, they are really tight and they really support each other. So they're going to be doing a lot to support Norfolk State. So it's going to be a fanfare. We ask everybody to come on down, to come on to Norfolk and come to the game. It's going to be a fanfare occasion down in Norfolk.
Yeah. All right, Coach. I got one more thing. A guy named Chris Hennigan, who has about 3-4 Cowboy pages. He's already extending your show to come to his pages. Boss is on there, mine, West Coast, all the guys. So you got free reign to get on 4, I think about 4 or 5 channels. I mean, he has 4 or 5 pages. So if you get there, I'll get you there. Don't worry about it. I got it.
All right, big time. Appreciate it.
All right,
man. Hey, man, go Cowboys. Thank you, man.
All right, appreciate you, Coach. All right, that was the one and only Coach Marv, y'all. We got to pump him up. Love that brother. Y'all know we love Coach. It is what it is. All right, I got to go, y'all. My son got a game at 6 o'clock. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time. This has been the one and only, the big time. Watch this. Woo! Show! Yeah!